I think you pulled one episode, right? Maybe there's more, but the one I'm aware of is Mario Batali.
Yeah.
Because he was subject to allegations of, I guess, serious sexual misconduct. But there are a couple still on there. Russell Brand is one.
Yeah.
Another one is Shia LaBeouf, I believe.
Yeah.
What is behind the decision-making process when you decide who stays up, who comes down, who you can book, and so forth?
Well, generally speaking, I think once you put something up, you put something up. And I think it's sort of an unfair responsibility to think that like a talk show is somehow like responsible for someone all the way through with what they do. And I personally don't really like the idea of, okay, we're just going to completely erase somebody. We're going to take all the movies off of Netflix. We're going to take all the music off of Spotify and just pretend that none of this stuff ever existed before. Just in general, I think that requires more in should talk shows be the judge, jury, and executioner in that sort of case. I do sometimes like think that, you can have these conversations, but I don't know, there has to be some sort of specific policy. I don't think you can just in the moment be like, oh, well, like this person was in the news this week, you have to take that thing down. With the Mario Batali episode in particular, I think that it was one of those where we put it up and then that stuff all hit like within hours or like a day of the upload. And there were some other things that kind of led to us taking down that episode permanently. But generally speaking, I think it's a little dubious to like go and wipe your history and try to make some sort of pristine back catalog. I mean, even with you, I know, didn't they take down your like Rogan episode or something like that?
Yeah. How did you know that?
I did. Well, because I'm a fan of yours, Louis, but I know they did that. But it's like, I don't know. Some of these things just seem kind of arbitrary. And
by the way, I don't think I think I said this because I was on Theo Von's podcast and they took down my first Rogan episode, but I'm convinced it was because it was too boring.
Maybe that, yeah.
Although that seems weird that they would do that, but I there was just nothing in that. In the when you think of the full gamut of what Joe Rogan's podcasts were like, I don't know. I just can't believe there was anything that spicy in that conversation.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's what I get worried about is like drawing those particular lines and then actioning on it, and then I don't know, like what does it even do or whatever, like, oh, we're just going to take all the movies off, take all the music off, pretend like no interviews ever happened, in that way, maybe there are these conversations that you can have, but I do think you have to have some sort of specific policies set in place if you're going to make those kinds of actions. So I don't know. That's the way that I look at it. It's like, if we put something out, I'd feel weirder about like whitewashing history than I would about just leaving it up.